All right, people, here we are, the moment we have all been waiting for, James Gunn to make his big announcement of Chapter 1 of the DC Cinematic Universe. And we got it today. Of course, I'm super late, but I just got home, just got to eat a little bit of food, and now I am here to talk about this news because, boy, we have a lot to talk about because at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, James Gunn posted this video on Twitter. Now, we didn't exactly know what the format of this reveal was going to be. I was hoping it would be some type of video thing like this. Maybe it would have been cooler if it was a live stream type thing. But even this, it's better than just him tweeting out the information. So I enjoyed this. Kind of odd that, James Gunn is the co-president of DC alongside Peter Safran, but Peter Safran was nowhere to be seen here. So, we never hear from that guy. But James Gunn, he's all over Twitter all the time. So that's definitely interesting to see how the two differ in their position here. But anyway, yeah, so he posted this 5-6 minute video on Twitter and Instagram and all over social media, which basically laid out his whole plan for the DCU. And I'm gonna make separate videos talking about each individual project, but I just wanted to make this one video here talking about how this is going to be officially called Gods and Monsters. So chapter 1 of the DCU will be subtitled Gods and Monsters, which is quite interesting because, again, it's the obvious comparison between DC and Marvel, and we kind of were assuming that they were going to set this up like the MCU, and that's kind of what they're doing with the MCU has phases with phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, and DC is doing chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, however many they end up doing. But the MCU doesn't label their phases. They're really just placeholders. Even Kevin Feige himself isn't a big fan of the whole phases idea, but he's kind of stuck with it now. But James Gunn, he has decided to title these chapters, and this first one is going to be called Gods and Monsters, which I think it's quite interesting because that is actually the name of a DC animated movie. I've never seen it. I've heard pretty good things about it. So that's definitely good to see. But looking at the projects that were announced here, it makes sense, but also doesn't make sense at all because there's not really much here, I would say, about gods, unless you're considering characters like Superman and Wonder Woman and some of these other characters like the Authorities and stuff like that as gods, which, I guess they're godlike figures. And then the only monster I really see here is Swamp Thing, and then of course you have the Creature Commandos as well. So I suppose that makes sense, but I don't really know exactly where this is all going to lead in the future because we know that it's going to be one cohesive cinematic universe that will build up over this 8 to 10 year plan. It will build up to this big endgame story, and I don't have any clue what that is going to be when it comes to gods and monsters, but it's definitely really interesting. So, yeah, we are getting from DC Studios, Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Again, I'm so excited for this, so excited to make all these videos, so stay tuned for all that. Again, sorry I'm late, but, I had school and stuff, and a meeting. So, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this subtitle for DCU Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters? So, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.